everyone, it's Dodie and I'm back. I know I've been gone for a little while. I find it is difficult to create and work full-time and make YouTube videos. I find that if I can get something done every 2 or 3 weeks, I'm doing really, really good. But anyway, I wanted to share with you a folio that I'm making. This is a folio that I am making using my very own digitals. This is a digital kit that I'm calling Summer Day. I actually named it, I think it's Journee de tête. I'm not even sure if that's the correct pronunciation. I need to Google that and listen to it. I took French in high school. It was a really long time ago. And I was pretty good at reading French, but I wasn't very good at speaking it. Anyway, I designed this kit. It's all French green, sort of aqua, robin's egg blue, greeny colors. And I have been on a folio making binge. I'm going to make another video about that, about all the folios I've made, which is just really ridiculous, but it's because I found a stack of file folders and I've been turning them into folios. So, but this little folio is made with the Summer Day kit, and I just wanted to share with you some of my, I'm just sort of finishing it up or adding some things to it. It looks like this closed. I haven't I haven't decided what kind of tie I will use. This is the back, and here's a little tuck spot right here where something can be tucked. One of the, there's so many pieces to these two kits. It's two kits. It's the paper kit, which is the papers, the Summer Day papers, and then it's the ephemera kit. And I'm really excited about the ephemera kit because I went to town designing labels, and I designed lots of envelopes. Here's a couple of the envelopes I designed. This one and this one. There's 6 envelopes, as I recall. There's about 12 or maybe 14 tags. I can't remember. Here's a tag, and I'm going to finish off a couple of tags. But when you first open it, you come to the first set of pockets. This is a pocket and this is a pocket, and then these are some of the labels that I designed and made, and I made them so that you can stick something down through that little label, and I made tags out of the cast off bits of the different pieces of paper. And then when you open it up, I did create this little mini journal that's created from digital papers, new papers, like a watercolor paper, and this fabulous paper that I want to tell you about, I found at my grocery store. It's kids drawing paper. I love this paper so much. So now I tell my husband, when you're at the grocery store, make sure you pick up a pad of the little kids drawing paper because I love it so much. And I was going to do a little stamping in my little mini journal with some of my treasured Sam Pool stamps. But here's another one of the envelopes that comes in the kit. And then there's these inside pockets with 2 more of the labels. And I thought I would take some more of the tags that I made. I love this one. This tag comes in the kit. This tag, which really looks like a summer day to me, and this wonderful kind of haberdashery tag that I love. But I think I'm going to take this tag, and what I want to do is I want to embellish it a little bit. I'm going to turn off for just a sec while I run and get a supply I forgot to bring with. Okay, so I went and got my crocodile because what I want to do with this tag is, this comes from one of the labels as well, but I just punched it out into a circle shape with some scalloping around the edges. And what I like to do with these curvy tags is I like to take something that I punched out like this, punch a hole in the middle of it, add an eyelet, and then punch it shut, the eyelet, just like that. And then I like to take some ribbon, and I have a bunch of leftover ribbon, crinkle ribbon, here in this little envelope. Let me see if I can find a longer piece. Here's a green one, I think. Let me see what I got in here. Oh, that's a good one. And then I want to take this crinkle ribbon, and I'm just going to run it through to embellish this tag. And this is a tag that I backed with coffee dyed cardstock. And then these just make really, it makes a really lovely embellishment on the tag like that. And then I'm going to just put that stick, and I like the way it's next to the paper that has that same image on it, just like that. And then I punched another bit of another one of my little tags, and I wanted to add that one to this, and I'm going to just make this one a little eyelet, not a big eyelet. And then of course my next mission is to find a little eyelet. Oh good, I lucked out, I had one handy. And I'm gonna put that on here like this, and it just really perks up these like tags with the scallops at the top. I love that shape, I love it plain, but I just can't bear to not embellish something, so I'm gonna try and get my crocodile to the right place, and then we'll stick this on here like this. Okay, there we go. All right, and it just makes a pretty little topper to these tags. And both of these come in the label kit. This is another one of the labels, and I think I'll add a bit of, here's another little tiny bit of that crinkle ribbon. See if I can get it in there. It's a littler hole, so let me do this, and let me just see if I can't bring it through. Here we go. There, that looks kind of cute at the top there. And then I think I'll place that one, I'm just gonna stick that one behind her like that, and then it sticks up at the top looking pretty. Now, the next thing I wanna do is I wanna put something there, and I do have a pretty tag. This is a tag that also comes from the kit. I'm just gonna leave it plain, and I'm just gonna stick it in there like that. And then it closes up like that. And then the other, I wanted to also add some old ephemera. I think I'm gonna stick this letter in that pocket like that, along with that little extra tag I made. I made that from cast-offs. And of course I love this tag as well, and I'm trying to decide where I want it to go. Now the problem I have when I make these folios is I don't like to cover things up so much, so that's why I make these little lower down tags so that the ladies will still show through. One of the features of this kit is a lot of these costume Parisian fashion plates I used. I perked them up, I freshened up their colors, I colorized their cheeks, put on a little blush, gave them a little lipstick, and I just really love the way they all turned out. I think I will stick this one right there. I think that'll work. Will that work? It's a little bit wide. We'll find a place for that. But back to my little mini journal. I've used some old ledger, some old book pages, some of my new favorite grocery store paper, and I think I'll perk up the favorite grocery store paper. I think I'll use one of Sam's stamps, and I'll just stamp it on there, and it'll just give it a little something since it's really plain right now. I'm crazy. I only have one ink pad. Isn't that crazy? Well, I think I have Christmas colors, but that's the only other colors I have. Everything else is this sort of coffee brown, and I think I'll put it right here. That looks nice. Yeah, I like that. And then, let's see, I think I wanted to put one on this one as well. Let's see, what one can I put on there? Oh, one of my very favorite. I love this one. I use this one all the time. The Perfume Violet. I do love that one. So let me just put that one on there. Get it all inked up. And I'm going to take that off because I don't want that to get on my paper. And then let's see, I think I'll put that one at the top. Like that. Let's see if it'll work. I have a bad feeling about this one. Oh no, it looks good. Great. Okay. But I think I'm going to go through and do that to more pages. Here's some handmade paper. I'm going to stick this away before it dries up. And then I've also got a grommet going on here on the other side, and I'm trying to decide if I want to put some ribbon in there, but it does make it a little bit bulky. But in the long run, that'll be okay, even if it's a little bit bulky, because the plan is to just take some ribbon, and I've got some ribbons wound up here. I think I'll use this one that I've got here and just cut off a little bit, and I will tie it onto my, wrap it around my folio like this. Let's see if I do it like that, like that. There we go. And just tie it on. But yeah, I'm very addicted to making these folios. They're really fun to fold up some old file folders and make lovely little folios. Maybe stick something back here. Maybe I can put my tag back here. That's kind of nice, and it goes right down there in that little tuck spot. So that is what I have been up to. I've got a few journals I want to show. I know this is just a short little journal. You can find the kit in my Etsy shop right now. It really has a lot. I think it's 11 papers and a lot of really fun things. There's one little fun thing that I want to show you before I go. Okay, I'm back. Now, this is something I added to this kit. I'm calling it a collage stack, aka possibly a journal topper. And it looks like this. You could either print it out just like this and just like use it as a page in a journal. It would be pretty. Or I did break it down into its individual components, and I just thought it would be fun to put it together. Now, the way I would sort of work on this is I would just do a lot of ripping. I would either tear it with a ruler, for all of you ruler gals who are so good at tearing with a ruler, or like I'm doing it, I just I like to rip paper. Now, I've printed it on pretty substantial, I think it's 34-pound cotton paper, is it Southworth paper? I just love the weight of this paper. It is so nice and very substantial. Feels a lot like the old-fashioned rag papers that are in the early 19th century, late 18th century books. But I would just suggest you tear it along the edges that are sort of in the torn paper look of these little pieces of paper like that. And just probably the best thing would be to just even go sort of deep into it so that you don't have so many white edges. And once you get those two pieces torn, we'll work on the next set. So I'll be right. Now I'm just going around all the edges of these torn papers with some, this is antique linen that I'm using. Well, actually it's antique linen with tea dye underneath it. So I think I'll mix it up a little with tea dye. but I'm just going around all the edges, just taking out as much of the white as I can, and even tearing it out, leaving little divots and things. Here's some that needs to go. Okay, so once you get your 2 pieces of paper that we're going to line up kind of like that, just sort of set them up like that, like layer them up. Then we've got these pieces here that we need to tear as well. So we'll just go along tearing off these papers as well. And of course, you don't have to use them for this. And it just, but it sort of gives you an idea of, even with the any papers you have, you can just do little collage stacks. They're fun to make, and they make really great journal toppers, especially if you're making an all digital design journal. So I'm going to put that one like that there, and then I'm going to do my little postcard. This postcard does have the word mademoiselle on it. It's one of my favorite French words. I like to search out postcards that have that word on it, or letters. I just think it's really sweet. And for my junk journal journey, I am really very much into probably the I'd say 19th century, 18th century kind of. I really like that look. I just really, that's where I like to go with all this. And then, let's see, put that up there. And then we have the picture of our pretty lady right here. And she's so pretty. She's probably early 19th century from the style of her dress. I tell you, in this, I very much am drawn, of course, I love Jane Austen, and those are her dates. She lived in the what's called the Regency period, and she was born in 1875, but her adulthood was pretty much spent in the era of the Empire dress. And I just love that. I love the fashion plates from that era. But anyway, so let me just do that. We stack it. I want the word mademoiselle to show. I want some of that writing to show. And then I do have this last little, I have one of my labels in a little bit miniaturized form. And I do want to state that the labels are generous in the kit, but you can easily reduce their size to make them smaller. And I'd rather have them start big and be able to be reduced down in size than to be small and try to increase them, because you lose some pixels when you do that. So, so let's sort of glue this together just to get it down. I'm just gonna put some glue all over the back of that like that. Stick it down on the base piece and just go piece by piece, gluing it down in the stack. But this would make a kind of a pretty journal topper. And you could do it in cardstock so that it's really substantial. That way it would, you know, could even become a journal cover, not just a topper. Like that. I want the blue to show. And then I want the blue to show over here too. So I'm gonna pull it a little bit like that. There we go. And then I'm going to take her and put her down. Let's see, I want the mademoiselle to show. There we go. And then take the label. Just put it right there like that. And there you have a really fun journal topper. You can turn up the edges, do inking along the edges. And even if you wanted to, you could take actual, vintage papers and use them underneath if you wanted as well. I didn't this time, but you could do that. But I just wanted to share that with you, that's another extra little bit of ephemera that's in the ephemera kit for Summer Day. But it's a pretty kit, I think, and I've really enjoyed it. It's taken me forever to get it all put together. But I just wanted to share with you, and I hope everybody's going to have a really nice summer day. It is the first day of summer, June 21st, and it is hot here. We've had a lot of rain, but it's really hot. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. This is a video weekend. I'm going to be making some more videos. I'm going to be showing a journal, and I have a really special folio that I'm going to be making a video of next for a really special person. All right, so everybody take care. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate everybody's comments, and I appreciate your taking the time to watch, and I really consider all of you friends. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.